Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Libra December 11, 2022. A Venus-Jupiter transit early today can too easily lead to jumping to conclusions, or throwing yourself into situations without enough thought. Watch for impulsiveness, especially with love and money. There is a tendency to be somewhat careless or overindulgent. You might overvalue something if you're not careful. While you should watch for making too much of a situation, the energy of the day may push you to try something new or discover a new and improved method. Venus moves into your communications sector later today, staying until January 2nd. Your words can get you closer to others, at least in spirit, in the weeks ahead. Collaboration can be excellent, and sharing or publishing a piece of work, joining a workshop, furthering a cause, or communicating with a new friend can be in happy focus. Your need to share your thoughts and feelings increases. There are benefits from your studies, mental interests, and communications. You're also more thoroughly enjoying these things. You might get happy news, or you could receive positive publicity. Harmonizing with siblings, acquaintances, classmates, or even neighbors comes more easily. Your mindset is positive, helping you across the board. Keep your daily routine, calendar, and work schedule light today. In fact, if you're too focused on the details and cracking the whip, you'll miss out on all of the fun. Venus, our lesser benefic now orbiting in the degrees of a fire sign, will shout across the heavens abruptly to catch the attention of mighty Jupiter, the greater benefic, who has returned to your solar fifth house of true love. This ensures that you'll feel optimistic, generous, and in the mood for love, whether single or attached. This jovial mood will aid your personal life, giving you the chance to be sensual, sweet, and humorous. Consider giving a lavish gift to your sweetheart. You, too, may also surprisingly be on the receiving end. How do you feel about the value of your creative work and endeavors? It is time to be loud and proud about your accomplishments when Venus in Sagittarius squares Jupiter in Pisces. Do not shy away from showing off your work or asking for what you are owed. You may even feel more grounded and self-assured when talking about your creativity when Venus enters Capricorn later in the day. Once Venus is in Stoic Capricorn, you may find that your colleagues are readily listening and following your creative directive. The moon's departure from your financial sector yesterday may have brought the full moon here 2 days ago to a close, but the Sun and Mars are keeping each other on their toes, from their opposite sides of the financial fence. The moon has left you with your financial instincts sharp, a download of information to unpack, and with the battle lines drawn between money coming in and money going out. Today you will feel that power is there for the taking. Thus, you are unlikely to give so much as a nod to the effects of some of the more subtle planetary aspects, even if they last for long periods of time. However, the current planetary configuration is not to be ignored. It's time to wake up and smell the green tea. If you do not listen to your body and respect its wishes, all the power in the world won't be able to keep you from suffering the consequences. If you've been involved in any kind of project, endeavor, or relationship that is just not panning out, the essence of this day will bring the problem into sharp focus. The song that talks about knowing when to hold them and when to fold them offers some pretty good advice in this regard. While nothing in life is guaranteed, you need to have a sense of when it is time to call it quits and recoup your losses. Hanging on to something too long can be disastrous. The moon's departure from your financial sector yesterday may have left you with your financial instincts and imagination fueled and a download of information to unpack, but chances are things are still a little too hot to handle on both sides of the financial fence after the full moon 2 days ago. Yet as Venus leaves your income sector today, any financial tension is already turning into motivation on both sides of the financial fence. It is then that Venus will swap out her planet of money for her planet of love hat, returning to your communication sector to give your heart and your relationships a voice. Mercury's return to your relationships sector 3 days ago came just as the moon had just wrapped up its last visit to your relationship sector for the year, allowing your relationships to benefit from the start. This is something that Venus, the planet of love, will take a step further when she not only returns to your communication sector today but to begin a 24-day mission to give your heart and your relationships a voice. Our eyes in the sky. Relationship tension could form this morning as a square between Venus and Jupiter takes center stage in the cosmos. You might feel as though your partner has been more self-involved lately and your needs aren't being met. This aspect could also make it difficult to find inspiration on a personal level, and the temptation to sleep in will be real. Try to watch your triggers right now, and avoid being reactive if you're faced with internal or external conflict. Full of energy and courage, you need not ask for better conditions to achieve your ambitions. Proceed with caution as you easily get sidetracked by intricate details that appear to be interesting and distract you. Approach things in a level-headed and sensible way and avoid taking too long to reach a successful outcome by concentrating on important tasks. Making plans for the future, you adopt a position that increases the strengthening of family ties. Your relations happily accept this and support you firmly in your plans. The consolidation of personal relationships continues in your love life. You get close to a certain someone, and long-lasting bond results from the well-meaning advances you make. Plans you try to implement require you to focus attention. More than ever, it's important to accept that you cannot change certain things and you don't allow your disappointment to stand in your way. Instead, concentrate on things which lie ahead. With the correct amount of patience and persistence, even if it takes longer, you reach your goal. As we head into the afternoon, the energy begins to lighten significantly, and an opposition between the Moon and Mercury gives us the opportunity to communicate and sort out our feelings. With its emotional ups and downs, this day could feel like a roller coaster, but any issues that arise during the day should resolve by nightfall. You'll likely feel exhausted by day's end due to the lunar tension, so head to bed early and get some much-needed rest. Finally, Venus enters Capricorn tonight, making us work hard for love and money. Roll up your sleeves and dig in. In the morning, Venus in Sagittarius squares off with Jupiter in Pisces, causing us to throw caution to the wind. Avoid putting yourself in harm's way via undue optimism. In our good mood, we might think, what's the worst that can happen? And most of the time, the worst does not in fact come to pass. We may simply get stuck negotiating a few uncomfortable or cringy interactions. Yet, if the stars misalign, we risk doing damage to our relationships through a lack of self-restraint or empathy. We don't have the best awareness of our limits, and our idealism can place us in vulnerable positions. By exercising moderation, we should be able to handle this influence just fine. Doubts appear to have dissipated, and you're busy moving forward. Use this newfound energy to start new projects and make important decisions. Since everything is taking care of itself, you feel totally at ease with what you're doing and able to be effective and enjoy success. Don't get involved in too many projects. Otherwise, you risk becoming exhausted. Mostly because of your open and friendly conduct, people provide you with positive feedback that you're likely to find extremely helpful. They notice how instinctively you provide them with the support and encouragement they need and naturally return the help received, so an atmosphere of mutual support develops, which is beneficial for everybody. Following this, the Cancer moon opposes Mercury in Capricorn, clouding our judgment. We believe we are approaching a problem rationally, yet our perspective is biased and our emotions are erratic. Positions that we vigorously defend one minute may be swapped out the next, with no explanation. The way we vacillate in our logic will be frustrating to our conversational partners, and we may not even realize we are doing this dance. Instead of wasting time trying to convince another to adopt your position, put your energy into managing work or routines.